What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Give me your brain. Hey, hey, come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me your brain. Hey, hey, come on, because like do the round. Fat girls like do the round. Woo. Fat girls, let me see you grind. Woo. Fat girls just doing their own thing right there with the fat thing. Fat girls just shaking them thighs. Fat girls don't make it count right.
Excuse me.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
But like that girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and you hear that sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it equal. Fat girl just shake it, don't speak. Big girl, let me see you do a spin. Let go, let me see you touch the ground. Shake it up, shake it up, back down. Top me is in the house. Work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like you around. Fat girl keep going so quick. Fat girl just move the damn hip. Fat girl keep down, don't stop. Fat girl wanna see the pop. Shake it, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl nigga wanna see that. Fat girl bounce like a pro. Fat girl don't know what you know. Fat girl shake, see you rip through what? On the web, that's hard part two. Loops and outs, y'all know the game. Fat girl don't have no shame. Shake that back, bounce to the beat. Fat girl shake it, jiggle like me. St. Louis, back to the top. Like I like to do the ride. Work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like do the ride. Hey, 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 mo, hey. Let me hear you say, hey, 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 mo, hey. Big girls like do the ride. Shake, work, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake. To the ground, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
Now sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, part 3. Can't hang with 100% beat. Fat girl know to happen, no quit. Fat girl run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. Nothing new, I'm loose like it off the net. Fat girl bring through the top of the climb. If not, I'ma pull the business down. Fat girl bounce hot and stop tripping. If you do get chicken and hot fish with a lot right, come to the nice tea. I really shit get the day to wear a tee. Bounce fat girl, show the boy a shot. Let me see if the fat or not. Don't put fat girl, y'all like the damn bitch. Let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are, not the Elmira. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing? Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your wings is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.
Yo, welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are brought to you by www.lukegear. You can go get your Luke gear at www.lukerecord.com. Also, we're running a campaign. This is a campaign to win it. I'm lost for words today. You can see I'm a little confused because I normally do the show on Fridays, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But this is a special edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast because there have been some special things that have happened that came out of the Supreme Court. Later on tonight, I'll be on a show, West Side Gazette. Make sure y'all check that out, West Side Gazette. They're on YouTube. But today it is a very, very, very special edition of the Luke Show because Donald Trump has gotten his Supreme Court to rule in his favor to basically deport people, taking away their temporary protective status, which is called TPS. You probably heard that in the news. And so that is a very serious issue that is that warrant me to get on here right now because I'm running for Congressional District 20. And in Congressional District 20, there are quite a few people, a large amount of Haitians that are in this district that are here on temporary protective status. And their status in this country is up for revoke, put it that way. Supreme Court made this ruling today to take away these good folks' protective status. Now, there is a bill that went through the House that, bipartisan group of Democrats and Republicans passed a bill to extend the temporary protective status for immigrants in this country, to extend it to 3 years. It has to go through the Senate, which will be on Tuesday. The Senate then has an option to vote on this particular bill, and that would then need to go to Donald Trump to sign off on. But he just got this big win today. So the likelihood of him signing off on this bill is slim to none. And even with that, I mean, he just had a big pissing match with Senate Republicans about supporting a homeowners bill, which would not allow any organization to own over 360 houses, which would, it's a big major developers bill. And as you know, the developers are heavily in the space of politics because these developers want to come in and develop, gentrify, put up over 360 units in any situation. So that, even though that was voted on bipartisan with the Senate and Congress, that has Trump had this big fight with that because some Republicans kind of pushed back on his war. They wanted to know what the hell is going on with the war. Nobody knows. And their constituents are getting antsy. Republicans know that there's a strong possibility that they're going to lose the midterm. And that is why they're working with Democrats. And Democrats are working with them so that they can get some things passed in this toxic environment. And so it's coming down the line, man. August is here and November will be here before you know it. These midterms are going to tell a whole lot. That's why because I'm running for Congress, hoping that you guys vote for me, hoping that you support this campaign, so we can bring the change into Washington that's so desperately needed, which is what it's all about. I mean, that's what I'm running for. I'm running on change. I'm not running to be the guy to go up in there and do business as usual. Right now, today, there's a lot of people in my district that don't know their faith. And I mainly blame it on the individuals who I'm running against. And I know some people might say, well, how could you blame it on them because it's a Donald Trump situation? No, they could have, when these are career politicians. I have the congresswoman who got expelled, who you would think the first Haitian elected congresswoman, you would think she would go in guns a-blazing, trying to protect the status of so many of her constituents that voted for her. You would think that. You would think that she would go and tackle the issue of temporary protective status and get it extended on day one of her getting in. Those people voted for her. They supported her. They voted for her in large numbers. That is how she became a congresswoman, the first Haitian congresswoman. And she let those people down, because we should not ever run up to a situation where there is a situation where people's status can be taken away. It's like the Civil Rights Voting Act. For the life of me, that it comes up every so many years that they can actually take our right to vote away. And so I don't understand why people don't attack these issues head on. Then on top of it, you have another congresswoman, Debbie, who in 2011 actually tried to sponsor, in my opinion, a ICE detention center, got it built in her district of Weston. So mind you, these two people are running for Congressional District 20, which a large part of this district is filled with people who are here on temporary status. I really don't understand this. I really don't understand this. How could you, like, these people just have no morals. And then you have the former mayor in this race, who's Jamaican, by the way. I'm half Jamaican, I'm half Bahamian. But he's Jamaican everything. Jamaican, don't care nothing about nobody but Jamaican people. That's fine. If that's what we cape for. But at the same time, there are some Jamaicans that are on temporary status. So you've been the mayor for all these years. You claim you got all these politicians who are endorsing you, and some of them are on temporary status. And nobody thought that this day would come. If you sat there and looked at the 2020 plan, the 2020 plan was about getting rid of immigrants out of this country. But yet and still, these people are running around trying to get the vote of the people the very people that they are supposed to be representing. It's called, I am your representative. I will do any and everything to protect your status in this country, to bring down the high cost of grocery, the high cost of gas, all these things that they have on their platform. But yet and still, they've done nothing to prevent these things. You have to put preventable measures in place. Are you with what they're doing? Or you're not? But yet and still, if there's a war overseas, everybody is voting like all outdoors, standing outside Congress, talking about funding these wars, but not protect the status of the very people that you're asking for their vote. And for the life of me, you have these pastors in this district. I'm not going to let y'all off the hook, because if you're in the back room meeting with this lady and doing all this, do you ask her this question? Do you ask these people this question? Do you ask them these questions? Well, so we have a large immigrant community right here. So in 2011, you spearheaded a campaign to build a ICE detention center in Weston, in the district that you lived in, because you wanted to put people in, deport people. Did you ask that question? Did you ask the question, hey, look, Congresswoman, you're the first Haitian Congresswoman. Did you spearhead? Why didn't you carry the bill to protect the status of Haitian people? Why were you not the sponsor of the bill? Why? Hey, white lady, why were you not the co-sponsor of the bill to protect the status of the targeted people, Haitians. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I'm running against 4 people. I'm running against 3 of them are career politicians. 3 of them are career politicians that are solely responsible for what just happened today. Yeah, Donald Trump, I told y'all everything that was going to happen. I sat here and told you Debbie was going to get in this race. Nobody believed it. I told y'all when TPS was overturned and it went through the courts, the judge say, oh no, and then I knew it was going to fly up to the Supreme Court. And I told you once it get into Donald Trump's Supreme Court that they were going to rule for him. That is his Supreme Court. And now we're sitting here right now today in a situation where people are calling me saying, Luke, you told us it was going to happen. Yes, I did. But for the life of me, and you won't see this over the news, Sun Sentinel won't jump on this. They won't go hard at these career politicians to ask them why didn't they do anything to prevent this day from coming? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about preventing this day from coming. When you're an elected official, because everything that happens right now is going to affect you in the next 5 to 10 years. So if you know you're going to lose and Trump is going to be the president, you put protective measures in to protect the status of the people of your congressional district. Everybody in the world saw the 2020 plan. They knew what he was coming in. He was, the border. As soon as J.D. Vance jumped out there and started saying Haitians eat cats and dogs, it should have been an outcry. But if you have an embattled congresswoman, and if you have a white lady from another district right next door to you, who, by the way, now is running for you, don't say nothing. And her homeboy, Moskowitz, don't say nothing. And Lord Franco up in Broward, don't say nothing. None of these people said nothing. But yet and still they want your vote. Yet still they want your support. Yet still they got the galls to come into the community who have just been issued the deportation death penalty. I talked about this. This is a major part of why I'm running. I coached at Little Haiti High School, Miami Edison, for 7 years. I'm friends with so many Haitian Americans. 95% of my friends are Haitians. The guy I go to the cigar bar with, the guy I go to the game with, the guys I hang out with, those are my friends. The guy I buy my tires from, those are my friends. Those are my friends. Heavily supporting me in this race. And so I'm sitting on here with a special edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast. I'm sitting there. This is a horrible day, which Ray Charles could have saw it coming a million miles away. So people always ask me, like, why are you running for Congress? Because these are the type of things that are affecting us that you know is getting ready to happen. I can sit up here and bore you all day with the things and the moves that the Republicans are trying to make on Black people that haven't even been played. It's a chess game. And when you know how to play chess real good, you know the game, you know the play. So I can sit up here months and months ago on this podcast right here. Go look at the archives. You'll see I had a conversation about, yes, he's going to win in the Supreme Court with this temporary protective status once it was overturned in the lower courts. He's just going to run it up to the Supreme Court. That's his game plan. That's where he wins at. So here we sit here today with the Supreme Court ruling against immigrants, mainly Haitian Americans, Haitians and Syrians. He pointed out those people, and a large part of those people live in my district. And I know what happens. I just witnessed a lady working on my campaign, a very good friend of mine, just take all of her money, all of her savings, her and her husband been here since he was 3 years old, never been to Haiti in his life. The man gets deported last week, dropped off in a country that he don't have no idea about, don't have no family members or nothing. She spent all of her money, her life savings on the damn lawyer, her and him. Lawyer wiped him out. It's a big gambit. Big scam. Lawyer wiped him out to the point where she couldn't afford the lawyer, and she just started doing ChatGPT because she's a proud woman. She, Luke, I wouldn't ask you for no money and no help. You know, I'm just going down there, getting up in the morning, filing these papers and all these things like that. Live in the district. Live in the district. So this congresswoman gets into a meeting and say, Luke, you say this on your podcast, you say that people in the district are getting deported and nobody's there to protect them, you know, me as a congresswoman, and that's not true because people are getting deported in Lakeland. So that's okay. But that's not even true. Because that lady lives right off of 6th Street. They picked her husband up while they were bringing in groceries. That is what is getting ready to happen right now. Everybody's like, Luke, you got to talk to somebody because of the Senate on Tuesday. They can pass the bill to protect these people from temporary protective status. Yes, the Senate can pass a bill. Now, you got to go and talk to some Republicans. I'm not in Congress. You have two people that are still sitting there claiming to be incumbents that ain't saying one damn thing about it. Because you got one, Debbie, in 2011, sponsored an ICE facility in Weston to get built. Don't take my word for it. Look at her tweet. She was so excited. Look at her tweet. It took a congresswoman from Massachusetts to sponsor the bill that went through Congress right now to protect the status of these people. And not these people around here. And when you look at the good people, these good Haitian people, they don't bother nobody. They go about their business. They work hard. They don't bother nobody. They ain't got no. The man ran on. Oh yeah, we gonna get rid of all these cartel gangs and all this and all these. Them people don't bother. Those people are hardworking people. You go to Joe Stonecraft. Look in the kitchen. Haitians. You go to Mar-a-Lago. Look who in the kitchen. Look who cleaned up the place. Haitians. You go to any one of these hotels around here. Good Haitian people. So now you're going to deport them. Who getting back there? Now you get ready to deport them. Really? We here in South Florida, we don't have Fortune 500 companies. We don't have those. This South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, we are a service industry business. We're in the service industry. We have hotels. We make our money off hotel bed taxes. And the people who work in the hotels are the people of this community: white, black, green, purple, Haitian, Jamaican, Bahamian, Dominican, Cuban, Nicaraguan, Venezuelan, Jewish, white, black. Those are the people working in the hotels. We are a hotel service industry. Either they're at the bar or they're in front of they're checking people in. So now you're just going to, again, people, for the life of me, what burns me up, is that these people can parade around a community and be paraded and take pictures with people that it's like the devil is taking pictures with these people, posting it, and these people don't even know that they're taking a picture with the devil. They don't even know that they're taking a picture with the gentrifier. They don't even know they're taking a picture with an individual who sponsored a bill and got money to open up our ICE detention in her district. They're taking pictures with people and asking for support of people who look like them, talk like them, from their country, and don't give a rat's ass about them. But yet and still, you got me running. Oh, I'm the former mayor. You're the former mayor of what? You gentrified the neighborhood. I got all these people here supporting me, all of them. Yeah, y'all get ready to try to finish the job. And you're Jamaican. And don't think for 1 minute they're just going to go. It's all immigrants with on here on temporary status. So that means fair game to anybody that look like us. Fair game to anybody that look like us. When you go down to Chrome or wherever Alcatraz or whatever, it ain't just Haitians in there. They use the Haitian thing. It's about everybody in there. So here we are sitting here today. I'm running again. That's why they keep telling. That's why it sickens me. It sickens me when every day I think about it. These assholes actually call me, talk about consolidate to come up with one person to be in this race against the white lady when the numbers ain't even there. When the numbers are, so I look. And I look around, everybody in that room. At some point, I'm going to ask everybody who brought me in these rooms, who paid you? Because my time is precious. Because time is money. And I literally sat there, but I sat there every day thinking about what the fuck am I doing in this room with these people right here? Who paid y'all? Why y'all in here having this conversation with me, and then my field guy breaks down the numbers, and I'm like, these people are really trying to play me. But going back to the mere fact that who in this room can fight for these people at this moment in these times? This man, I said it back then. Something else. Joe Biden, I'm thinking about packing the court. I don't know, go to my social media, pull it up. I said, pack the court, dummy. If Joe Biden did anything wrong, and I call everyone, the dumbass man did not pack the court. Because if he packed the court, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. And these people get ready. I'm just thinking, I care about these people. I put so many of these Haitian kids in college to find a better way, where I had to sit there and have a conversation with their parents who don't even speak English, with an interpreter on my team. I literally had a coach that his job was to interpret to the parents what we're doing and how we're working, how we're interacting with the kids, because they couldn't speak no English. And I'm in this race with a bunch of people who are users. Never did anything in their life for Haitian people or immigrants in this community. But yet and still, you bow some pastors, bow some community activists, and all of a sudden, because those people have trust in those people, that they're going to steer them in the right direction, but they're steering them into a slaughterhouse. They're steering these people into a slaughterhouse. So I go back to myself and I'll be like, they say, yeah, should consolidation, it's y'all against the one white woman. Man, it's me against all these politicians. I ain't never ran no shit show race like this. No, they should be consolidating. You got the Jamaican man, he was the damn mayor. He gentrified all of Broward County as the mayor, and he put a whole bunch of other gentrifiers in office. That's why he got a whole list of people on there who endorsed him, and every one of them people who endorsed him, their ass need to be replaced because they own some gentrifying shit. He could have prevented this, but he didn't care. He didn't care because he was too busy, in my opinion, greasing his pockets. Kids in jail for the same thing. Then you have the congresswoman who resigned, running in the race. For the life of me, still trying to figure out what's going on here. While you're still running, you need to be worrying about your personal business. You don't care about the people. She doesn't care about these Haitian people. You only care about yourself. You should be getting behind a candidate that you know that's going to do the right thing for these people, a candidate that has done the right thing for these people, but no, the ego is too fucking big. You have a federal indictment. The feds have a 90% conviction rate. Only thing you're gonna do is split the vote. Everybody, in my opinion, everybody ain't enough for the white lady. You have no way of winning. You didn't do nothing to protect these people's status. Your own people. People ask me, why are you running? Why are you? Because that's what I do. I go into bad situations, I fix it, and it comes out better than I found it. A lot better. Go to Miami, Edison, see how dirt football field, no irrigation system, is turf right now. A building that's dilapidated with rats and infested and all kind of shit in the building, it's remodeled. With a state-of-the-art locker room, go to a park where we're in rat-infested, one boxing gym, it's renovated, a 28-acre park. I put in the work. Same thing, put in the work to help them get the resources in overtime for $26 million. I put in the work. Inspire the whole nation to want to own and operate their own record companies. Put in the work. Eliminated the beef between Broward and Dade County. We put in the work. So I'm sitting up here looking at the situation. The situation is bad because they've allowed the gentrifiers to take over Miami. And the last frontier of South Florida right now is Congressional District 20, Broward County. I go knock on door to door, take yard signs, talk to people at restaurants. It is so many people that have moved from Dade County to Broward County because they saw what was going on. And the good people of Broward County, they're there. They got business, they restaurants, clubs, bars, all that. It is vibrant. It works. In Miami, it's gone. All that is gone. People can't afford to live here. This is the whole play, people. They make it, and it ain't just Haitians, it ain't just blacks, it's all of us. When you see Elon Musk, Bezos, and all these trillionaires start moving into the city, and you can tell that Mayor Philip Levine told y'all what to play. We're making this shit like the Rivieras. Well, who the hell can afford to live in the Rivieras? So you might be sitting up there, white, Jewish, Hispanic. Oh, they ain't me. They going after the black people. No, they're not. They're going to put y'all ass in the kitchen as soon as they get rid of the Haitians. The cost of living goes up. It's no Fortune 500 companies here. What, you got law firms? You got Brickell. You got downtown. You got downtown Fort Lauderdale. Really? You got Los Olas? Where's the Fortune 500 companies that you can go get a job as if you're in Buckhead in Atlanta, where it's the Coca-Cola plant and the corporation of Mercedes-Benz and all these places where you can go get six-figure jobs? You don't have that here. This is a service industry. That's what you have here. Everybody says, Amazon this and Target this. In a minute, Amazon is going to have robots doing the job. Y'all don't see that coming? Y'all really sleep at the wheel? Those jobs will be eliminated. All eliminated. I went and had a conversation with the brothers at the port. And I'm talking about port expansion. I got 5 minutes, 10 minutes to talk. They give me an extra 10 minutes. I love the guys at the port. Thank you. Shouts out to 1526 Longshoremen for allowing me to come in there and speak. But I could have talked to them brothers all day because I had more to talk to them about. I wanted to tell them more about why they have double amount of passengers coming into Miami than they have Port Everglades. I did mention who controlled the port, who's the actual congressmen and women that controls the port. It's Jared Moskowitz, and it's been for a very long time, forever, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And they never did nothing for those port workers. They never expanded the port. They never drugged the port, the water. They never expanded it to where they can bring more ships in to bring more money in to then do what? Bring more money into Broward County. These are simple things. These are simple fixes. But when it's all about you, the individual, and it's not about the people, I'm running against a bunch of people who don't give a rat's about people. They don't care nothing about the people. They care about themselves, lining their own pockets, having saying, I'm a congresswoman, I'm a congressman, I'm a mayor and all this. They just want a title. Fuck a title. What about the people? That's why nobody in this race record can compare to my philanthropical work that I've done in the community. That's what they talk about. Qualified? Qualifying, they should have on that simple ass application that you need to have done X amount of community hours and have done X amount of community service in order for you to be able to qualify to run. None of them people. You got this, the white woman, what she did. Came straight out of the University of Florida, went directly into politics. Never owned a company, never worked for nobody, straight into politics. So you're going to talk about job creation in small businesses? She could literally have a conversation with you about small business. Mind you, small business, and help a whole lot of people open up their small businesses and help a whole lot of people become multimillionaires. You're going to talk about, the kids at the school and helping them with trade schools and these different things of helping them become better people and helping them get jobs to go on and be great people in society. Even the ones who decide that they don't want to go to college. How could you talk about that when you never lived that life? Tons of kids went to college, finished college, got beautiful families. Them fucking people in this race, excuse my French, can't come nowhere near my resume. Nowhere near it. Because I'm the guy that got in a van every year for 18 years. driving down the highway with football players to get them an opportunity, to get them looked at, no different than a trip to go to a college on a college tour. And 95% of them got a scholarship, whether it was Miles College, University of Miami, University of Alabama, or FAMU, Alabama A&M, Tuskegee. They got that. Who in this race done that? Dale? While I'm doing all that, they're trying to figure out how to get a job. They can't speak out on nothing. They can't speak out on nothing. You know why they can't speak out on nothing? You know why they can't stand 10 toes down? It's because they're a part of the establishment. I'm that girl on Hunger Games. I'm the lady on Hunger Games. I'm not a part of the establishment, boss. I ain't looking for no job. They can only say so much because they still need to be able to go lobby if they don't win. There's only one person going to win. So they can't say too many things. They can't do too many things. They can't really speak up and speak out for people because when they don't win, they need to be able to go lobby people who are in office to be able to put money in their pockets to continue the gentrification program of the people who are putting money into their campaign. That's how the game go, boss. That's why I'm the only one out here talking mad shit. Because I'm not taking no special interest group money. You can't pay me off. They ain't do it in the music industry. And they ain't finna do it right now. What was I offered to be paid off? To be in the room with all the other ones in the room and all that? Hell yeah. I wasn't about to sell my soul because I know what that entailed. I wasn't about to sell my soul for this music industry. So when you see all the accolades and all the claim to fame and all the lifetime achievement awards and all the going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all the big tours and all that, no, that takes selling your soul. That's why Kanye West will sit up here right now once the expiration ran out. Because it is an expiration date to everything, whether you're in the industry or not. Once your time runs up, they replace you with somebody else. And that somebody else, they send through the same path that you went through. Go over there and screw these girls. Your status is going to be up because you screw them, your status go up, their status stay up. And then you go make money, go on tour, and then come back. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, you got to go now, your expiration, but you better zip your lips. Don't say nothing other than that. Your ass be barred. Come on, man. People, Donald Trump his Supreme Court has just ruled to take the status away of people who are here on temporary status.
And when it comes to his immigration crackdown efforts, this one, not about birthright citizenship. That's the thing you keep hearing all about. Instead, this is about something protected status. It's something that could affect hundreds of thousands of people. And maybe it hasn't garnered all of the headlines that you've seen over the last couple months, but it's huge and the implications could be significant. So the way the law works is it is a law that's passed in the 1990s. Congress set it up for people who are coming from war-torn countries. Think about the earthquake in Haiti, and so many people came over from that. And the idea was they were supposed to be able to enjoy some measure of protection under the law so that they could live here and work here without having to worry about being deported. The Trump administration decides they want to cancel that protected status for people coming from a number of different places, including Haiti and Syria. Immigrants' rights groups sued, and in the lower courts they won. But today the Supreme Court says no. Actually, The Homeland Security Secretary ability to make those types of on-off determinations about who's in and who's out, that is unreviewable by a federal court. So not even getting into whether the designation was right or wrong, federal courts actually do not get to review it under the law. And that's because there's a portion of the federal law that says there is no judicial review. And so the Supreme Court is hanging their hat on that particular portion of the federal statute to say, well, we're not going to even get into this. But they have to look at some of the things that the president has said, in particular about Haitian immigrants, because you've probably seen a number of derogatory statements that President Trump has made about Haitians over the years. The court doesn't want to touch those either. And instead they say, we don't need to get into whether this is racially motivated or not, this ability to cancel TPS. Instead, we're going to say there were some non-racist motivations here, at least as stated by the Trump administration, so we don't even need to get into it. So the upshot is hundreds of thousands of immigrants can now be deported because of this decision. This is the thing that does it. But that wasn't the only huge move that the Supreme Court made when it comes to immigration today. There's been this whole debate about what happens to people who are trying to claim asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border. Once they step on U.S. soil, it's clear under the law that they get to make an asylum claim if they satisfy a whole bunch of conditions. But what if they never step on U.S. soil? What if they're still actually on foreign soil? Well, today, in another big decision, the Supreme Court says if they have not yet stepped on U.S. soil, the Trump administration gets to turn them away at the border, meaning they have to go back to their home country, go back to Mexico. Again, a huge double whammy when it comes to the president's immigration efforts. And we're still waiting to see what the Supreme Court does with birthright citizenship.
As you can see, where we're at. That's where we're at. That's just happened today. And I'm disgusted by this because these good people don't bother anybody. Am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised because I said it on this podcast right here that this day would come because he was running it up to the Supreme Court. And we know that's his game plan, running up to the Supreme Court. That's where he's going to win. If they were able to overturn gerrymandered maps in the 1965 Voters' Right Act, if they were able to do that, you think for 1 minute they were not going to be able to take the temporary status of a group of Haitians and Syrians and immigrants in this country? But I'm more disgusted by the individuals that I'm running in this race. That's who I'm disgusted by, because they were in Congress. Two of them were in Congress, and one guy was the freaking mayor of Brown County. These are the career elected officials that know that these people are on the first thing of TPS, temporary protective status, temporary. So why not create bills to take the temporary off the status protective, off the temporary off, and create a pathway of these people being able to live here free of any temporary status? They did nothing. Three of them. I'm running against three people. Three. The young guy ain't had nothing to do with it. He was no elected official. The three politicians, that's what it's like, oh, man, you need consolidate with who? They need to consolidate against me. Because if you really, really care about people, you would have done something. You got a lady that been in politics and been how many years Debbie been in politics? This lady was the head of the Democratic Party until Obama fired her. Let's keep it a buck. But now, I have all the experience. We need to hire experience of doing what? Experience of doing what? Experience of doing what? What is experience? What experience of doing what? We got 3 elected officials I am running against right now, and people are losing their livelihoods. I go into this district and talk to families, little girls, smart, intelligent. They didn't decide to go to college. They don't have a clue as to how they're going to become ladies. They're high school graduates, and they're just trying to figure out, because in the schoolhouse, there's no trades. They took them all out. They just want a better life for themselves, and their parents are sitting there want a better life for themselves. Parents are sitting there, don't even know how to make ends meet, go working from check to check. They don't want to be working for check to check. In this day and age, we're talking 2026, and these same career politicians who've been in office since God knows how long, they've been in office since 1992. And they just running. I look, man, I sit there and look at these people, man. They put me in rooms with these people. I be looking at these people, man. Y'all the worst thing in my mind. And y'all, hopefully y'all look at this right now, because circling in my mind, I'm going to be cordial. I'm going to be respectful. But I am looking at you saying, why are you here? You have failed the people. You could have took the temporary off these people protective status a long time ago. You could have dealt with that day one. If you know you're representing a group of people, if you know you're good and ready to go and represent a group of people, if you're in a neighboring county, you're supposed to go with the other congressperson and say, hey, look, man, we got to get this temporary off the protective status of these people, because we know a large amount of people are here on temporary status, and majority of these people have been here forever. They're our friends. They're our neighbors. But they did nothing about it. I'm the man for Lauderdale. Hey, look, I'm going to talk to the congresswoman and the congressman and say, hey, congresswoman, we got a large part, my Jamaican people, my friends, and all these people and these Haitians in this community right here, we need to take the temporary off of their status and try to work toward a way to a pathway to citizenship. We can create programs where we hire lawyers, get legal aid involved, get the law firms who are putting all the money into your campaigns, get them involved to put these people on a pathway. But they don't care. They don't care. They just want to get to Congress and make money off the stock market. They just want to get to Congress to sponsor wars. They want to get to Congress so people can then put a whole bunch of money in their PAC. They want to get to Congress so that they can get their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their daughters or their homeboy, or people put money into their campaign, a job on Capitol Hill or some corporation, because that corporation is going to be lobbying them so that they can get a vote to do something out. They want to get in Congress to then gentrify the neighborhood. That's what I'm running against. It's sickening, people. It's more than sickening. This is a very bad day. I lost a good friend of mine, Michael Hopkins, founding member of Liberty City Optimists. Lost another good friend, Coach Clark, who I met getting kids in college. He worked at Southern University, young guy. Coach Clark can't be 40 years old. Passed away in his sleep. These are serious times, people. The number one unaliver is stress. Just imagine what these good folks are going through in Congressional District 20 who are here on temporary status. Those people who I am running against, they failed you, all of them, except the young guy. The rest of them, they all failed you. And they're not going to fight for you. And this it starts right here. This man literally pointed out Haitians, him and him and J.D. Vance as vice president. Nobody stepped up for these people. You think for 1 minute, me as a congressman, J.D. Vance or Donald Trump or anybody is going to go out there and start talking about Haitians and all that stuff like that, and I'm not going to say nothing? You got me fucked up. You think I'm not going to, you think I won't fight for these people? But again, everybody ain't in it for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to go do another podcast, Westside Gazette. I want to thank you all for being here. We're going to continue to fight. I want you all to send your senators right now because the game ain't over. Send your senators around the country an email. Just shoot them an email. Tell them they have a big vote on Tuesday. That the Senate, if the Senate votes to pass the bill that was sent in through Congress through a lady from Boston. Shots out to her, Congresswoman. Got it passed in a bipartisan way. It goes to the Senate. And we're asking these senators to vote to protect the status of these immigrants. Please send that email into them, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or whatever you may be. Send it into your senator. Right now is a very important time. And we all could pray by Tuesday that it gets passed, but then we're going to have to deal with the orange man because he has to sign it into law. And the likelihood of him doing it, if a lot of senators pass this bill, if a lot of senators sign on to it, it will kind of force him to then make a decision. And if I got to get on the phone and find the orange man through some of the people I know, trust me, I'll be the one putting in the phone call. But you would think 2 sitting Congress women in this race can't get on the phone and call this man. Can't get on the phone and call this man. Can't get on the phone and call Donald Trump. Can't get on the phone and call up senators. But right now they'll look at this broadcast and say, oh, I'm getting on the phone and call some people. Or if the Senate passes, they're going to then try to take credit for it, which they ain't take credit for shit because it shouldn't be in the, these people should not be in the situation right now. That's my show, ladies and gentlemen. I love y'all. Peace. See you tomorrow.
The next great congressman from the state of Florida, and his name will be Luther Campbell. I'm civil rights attorney Ben Crump, often referred to as Black America's Attorney General. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, went to high school at South Plantation High School. My dad still lives in Parkway. We want to make sure we have a strong advocate from our community who understands our culture to go fight for us in the United States Congress. So make sure you go vote for Uncle Luke Campbell for Congress on August 18th.